Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today ProtoKinetix, incorporated PKX, just filed a Form 8K, and I'm seeing some very interesting leadership and strategic shifts. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. This report reveals a shake up in leadership and a strategic move to create a new subsidiary focused on a potentially big drug for eye diseases. Let's dive into what happened. It looks like ProtoKinetix, which we know as PKX, has had some significant changes recently. First, at the end of March 2026, a long-time advisor and board member, Edward McDonough, stepped down. The filing emphasizes that his departure was not due to any disagreements with the company about how it operates or its policies. It seems like a voluntary exit after many years of service. Then in mid-June 2026, the company brought in two new directors. Michael Jones and Jason Lamp are now on the board. The company highlights that they are both experienced business people and have been long-time investors in ProtoKinetix. This suggests they have a vested interest in seeing the company succeed and likely bring valuable experience. But the biggest leadership change is the appointment of Dr. Keith Brunt as a director and the new president of the company, also in mid-June 2026. Dr. Brunt comes with an impressive background. He is not just an academic, being an associate professor of pharmacology at Dalhousie University and an adjunct professor in business at the University of New Brunswick. He is also a translational scientist, which essentially means he bridges the gap between medical research and actual patient treatments. He has a PhD in experimental medicine for gene and cell-based therapy and has worked in regenerative medicine. Importantly, he is not new to ProtoKinetix, has been a medical science advisor since 2019. He has also founded and led other biotech companies like Nota Ben Biomatrix and has experience managing significant research and development funds. This looks like a move to put someone with deep scientific and business expertise at the helm. Now, let's talk about a major strategic move. Earlier in 2026, in February, ProtoKinetix created a brand new, entirely owned subsidiary called SightPath Biotech LLC. The main goal for this new company is to develop a new drug molecule known as PKX-001. This drug is being developed to treat dry eye disease and other eye conditions. This is a big deal because it signals a focused effort on a specific promising area of medicine. And here is where it gets really interesting. The company has had 2 independent studies done to value the patents and the work put into developing this treatment for eye diseases. One study was by Acumen, a big name in health analytics, back in 2021. Then, in March 2025, Benoit and Cote, experts in intellectual property, did another analysis that backed up Acumen's findings together. These studies put the present value of these patents and the drug development at around $253 million. That is a substantial valuation, and it's based on factors like the novelty of the technology, the size of the market, how far along the development is, and how it stands out from competitors. This implies that PKX-001 is seen as a very valuable asset. Now, it is not all smooth sailing. The company also disclosed that they had to file a notification about a late filing for their annual report, the 2025 10K, which was due around March 2026. This is a common event for companies, especially smaller ones, but it does mean there is a delay in getting the full financial picture for the past year. They also filed a similar notification for their first quarterly report of 2026 for the period ending the 31st of March 2026. The company states they are actively working on getting these financial reports filed. Delays like these can sometimes make investors nervous, but the key thing is that they are actively working to get them done. Here is something that catches the eye, especially for shareholders. On the 17th of June 2026, the board approved repricing stock options for a massive amount of shares, over 61 million. The exercise price for these options was lowered from about 3 cents per S-hair to just 1 cent per S-hair. On top of that, the expiration date for these options was pushed back by 2 years, from late 2028 to late 2030. They did something very similar for warrants. For 6 million warrants issued to an advisor, the exercise price was also lowered from about 3 cents to 1 cent, and the expiration date was extended by 2 years, from late 2028 to late 2030. When a company lowers the price at which people can buy its stock and extends the time they have to do it, especially for such large quantities, it often suggests that the current stock price is significantly below what the company hopes it will be in the future, or what the options and warrants holders believe it will be. It can also be a way to keep key people motivated if they might otherwise let their options expire worthless. This kind of repricing is a pretty strong signal that the company management and advisors are expecting future stock price appreciation. Historically, this kind of move has been seen in companies that are trying to incentivize their teams towards future growth, sometimes after a period of lower share prices. So, what is my take on all this? ProtoKinetix seems to be making a strategic pivot with the formation of SitePath Biotech and the focus on PKX -001, which has a very significant valuation attached to it. The appointment of Dr. Keith Brunt as president, given his extensive scientific and business background, and his existing advisory role, suggests a strong push towards execution in their core areas. The leadership changes appear aimed at strengthening the company's direction. My biggest concern at this point is the late filings. While the company says they are working on it, it does introduce some uncertainty for investors who rely on timely financial information. However, the repricing of options and warrants, coupled with the high valuation placed on their new drug development, suggests confidence from within the company about future stock performance. What I'm actually looking for is the timely filing of their overdue financial reports to get a clearer picture of their current financial health. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description.